Right guys, this one has been rumbling on for days now, but we've finally got some proper clarity on where things stand, so let's break this down. Rangers are still locked in ongoing talks over Partizan Belgrade's captain, and sources have now revealed the exact number that could finally get this deal across the line. Before we get into the detail, make sure you've hit that like button and you're subscribed, because this saga has moved quickly, and it's not slowing down. Sources close to the negotiations have told Football Insider that the two clubs remain in active discussions over Vanja Dragojevic, with Rangers holding what's been described as a big interest in the 20-year-old midfielder. Partizan knocked back an opening bid of around £9 million last week, and they're holding out for a fee close to £5 million. Here's the key detail though. Sources say if Rangers come back and hit that valuation with their next offer, it's likely to be enough for Partizan to say yes and get this thing done. Now, context matters here, because this isn't just any midfielder. Dragojevic is Partizan's captain at just 20 years old, a genuinely rare thing in Serbian football, and he's already been capped twice by his country at senior level. Last season he made 41 appearances in all competitions, chipping in 4 goals and 3 assists from a holding midfield role, and he's exactly the profile Derek McInnes has been chasing as he reshapes his engine room at Ibrox. This would be a 6th summer signing if it goes through, following Lawrence Shankland, Dan Neil, Ross McCrory, Ben Godfrey, and Ivar Pandur, so the rebuild at Ibrox is showing no signs of slowing down. But here's where the numbers get genuinely fascinating. Reports out of Belgrade suggest Rangers' opening offer worked out at somewhere between 4.5 and 4.7 million euros, while Partizan are pushing for closer to 5.5 million euros, plus a sell-on clause on top. That gap, once you strip away the currency conversions, is really just around €1 million before bonuses, and that's precisely the kind of distance clubs bridge in the closing stages of a window, rather than the kind that kills a deal stone dead. Dragojevic's contract runs until 2030 and carries a €15 million release clause, so Partizan know exactly what leverage they're sitting on, which is why they haven't budged easily. And then there's the subplot that's genuinely wild. Partizan have reportedly placed Dragojevic on what's been described as a special regime during training, with his head coach actively shielding him from competitive contact drills to avoid any injury risk while the transfer talks play out. In one training exercise, he was reportedly rotated out of physical duels alongside his midfield partner Ognjen Ugrešić, who is subject to his own separate pursuit from Italian side Bologna, worth around £9 million. That's 2 of Partizan's prized assets being wrapped in cotton wool at the exact same time, which tells you just how financially important these sales have become behind the scenes at Humska 1. Amid all that, Dragojevic's own camp has finally broken their silence. His agent, Bojan Saranov, was asked directly about the state of negotiations and gave a measured response, saying he would certainly let people know if and when a deal is close, but that as things stand, that isn't yet the case. That's a classic agent answer, cautious, professional, and giving nothing away, but it does confirm that talks are live rather than dead in the water, which will be music to the ears of Rangers supporters who've been anxiously refreshing their phones for updates all week. From Partizan's side, there's added pressure too. Their recruitment department have openly admitted they're preparing contingency plans if either Dragojevic or Ugrešić departs this summer, with the domestic season only a couple of weeks away from kicking off. That admission alone tells you Partizan aren't bluffing about letting one of the pair go. It's simply a question of which club meets their price first. So where does this leave Rangers? McInnes has already shown throughout this window that he's willing to invest when he identifies the right target, and everything about Dragojevic's profile, age, leadership, resale potential, fits exactly what this rebuild needs in the middle of the park. The gap to Partizan's asking price isn't enormous, and with sources suggesting one more improved offer could seal it, this genuinely feels like a deal that's edging closer rather than drifting away. Is Dragojevic the long-term midfield anchor this Rangers side has been crying out for, or is this too much money for an unproven 20-year-old from the Serbian top flight? Let us know what you think down in the comments, and make sure that notification bell is switched on, because if Rangers table that improved offer, you'll hear it here first.